that it's a long time ago. Why am I bringing this up? Why am I inquiring into it? But my answer is, I have two people here. I have PJ and I have Peter. They're former residents of Tuam home. They were known as the Tuam babies. Peter has a little sister buried there. He doesn't know where. She's just in waste ground. And I think it's a terrible situation that Tuam has left this graveyard in.
Okay, do either of the people with you want to speak? Tell us about your memories of that place.
Yeah, and I have lots of them, yeah. In the mid-40s, I was born in Tuam, in the home there, and my mother was separated from me just after a year being there. I was taken out of there after 4.5 years in that area, which was absolutely shocking. Every child there that went through that system came out of that place with pot bellies. And why? If you starve an animal or a dog, what way do they look? That's the way we looked. It is frightening to think we went through the system, and I inquired why this happened. I looked for information from Galway County Council. I looked for information from the church. I'm now asking the state to get heavily involved in this. As Catherine's after saying there, I also have a sister laid somewhere around. I don't know where. I'm making inquiries. Nobody can tell me where that angel lies tonight. Nobody. And I will find out, no matter how long it's going to take, what was done to my sister laid somewhere, and no records. We have a birth record and we have a death certificate, but nobody will tell me where she is laying tonight. And this is one of the questions I'm asking the church and the council and the state to get me answers, because I must find out where, because I don't want her lying in what I was told where she may be, but we will find out sooner or later.
How long were you in the home?
I was 4.5 years in the job, and I was adopted out in not to a nice condition whatsoever.
What were your early memories?
Isolated. I'm not worried about work, but the way I was treated every day I got up. Beaten. I dreaded summers for the simple reason here, I never spoke about this before. Anyone would get beaten with a rod or a stick. I was treated with nettles put inside my clothes. I hated to see summers coming because I knew this was going to happen again. I was put into a bag one day. I was told I was going to be put into the bog hole. That was my life story. I could go on for another hour.
And who did this to you?
Pardon? I'm not going to mention that.
No, don't mention any names.
No, I mentioned no names. But I was fostered out.
But were they religious people or were they?
Yeah, it would be, but I would have to say that they were old, very old. But the mother was absolutely an angel. And she often said when I was being hammered, you might want him yet someday, and it did happen. Thank you, Vince.
Did you ever meet your birth mother?
I did indeed. It was a struggle. Yeah, but I did meet her, and she was in the home for 35 years. I wanted to take her out. I used to take her out once a month, and I was told I was coming too often. But I wanted to take her to our own home, but was denied the chance. And she died a broken heart in that place where she worked for 35 years in slavery, in a laundry, where she'd go out in the cold yard, frosty mornings, and in the old-fashioned way of washing clothes, they had to do it. And they couldn't talk to their friends beside them. Nobody knew what was going on within the system. They couldn't talk about their life or complain. They were never let out to do shopping, anything. They were just what I call, like myself, nobody.
And did she die there, or did she?
She died there, yeah, and I didn't know it in time to visit her either.
What age was she when she died?
84.
And she'd been there from what age?
35 years, and yeah.
Yeah.
So both they're 43 years of age, yeah.
Well, thank you very much for talking about all that.
Hello, my name is PJ Harty, and I was born in the home in Tuam as well, and I spent 6.5 years there. And I was told that I went to the national school there for 2 years, which I did. And we had to go in 10 minutes late in the morning and leave 10 minutes early in the evening, so that we wouldn't mix with the kids from outside in case we tell them anything what went on in the home. And in the playground, we were cornered off in a section, so we wouldn't be allowed to play with the other kids. So lucky for me, I finished up in a fantastic foster home, and I was looked after very well. And then my foster mother was very good to me, and we decided we'd go looking for my birth mother because she felt sorry for my birth mother. So after great work, a social worker accidentally left a file opened, and my mother's name and the address was on it, so I worked from there. And she was in Brixton in England, and she had married, but no family. So when I got to meet her then, she told me what had happened in the home, that she was rejected by her own parents because of the Catholic Church, being pregnant outside of marriage, and had to be taken to Tuam. And they didn't have the £100 to pay. If she did, she'd have the baby and were released again straight away. But she had to stay there for 12 months to work there as a slave, looking after the babies, cleaning and tidying the place. So when the 12 months was up, she was shown the door and told to get out, that I was going to be fostered out. So she went down to the hospital in Tuam and got a job there as a cleaner. So every so often, she would make that 10 minutes, 15 minutes walk to the home and knock on the door and ask, could I be seen? Could she talk to me? Could I take them away from there altogether? I want to look after them. And they said no. They closed the door on her face. And she spent about 6 years doing that. Till eventually I was fostered out then, and she decided then there's no hope staying here, so she went to England. And she went to Brixton then, and she married there, but had no family. And she told me the story. And I thought about our Lord being crucified, but my God, these mothers in all the homes throughout Ireland were crucified. And I blame the church, I blame the state. And I hope that you don't delay and get to the bottom of all this and not to drag it out. Like we've all these tribunals goes on 10, 15, 20 years. And I want to thank Catherine here. She's a wonderful woman. She has helped so many people. Everybody that came to her, trying to find out about their mothers and their history and all, and where all the babies went to. And that grave down there, I don't know how many people has visited that grave. I say, damn well. And I would like you to go in there and have a look at it, and you'll see what it's all about. Thank you very much.
Can I just ask you before you sit down, that had you been able to speak to the people, the fellows you were at school with, and the people you were segregated from, what would you have told them about what was going on?
But the only thing that I could remember about the home was going off to school in the morning. There'd be a gang of us going off down. And the only thing I can remember then as well is this long corridor, and all the mattresses were up against the window. Presume they were all wet. And we had to sleep in the mattresses wet if they were dry or not. And they were just put up against the window for the air to come in to dry out the mattress. And I met a few people that had been in that homes, but a lot of them only stayed about 2 years, 4 years. But I was there about 6.5 years. And even one person that was reared with us for about 4 years, he was actually in the home the same time as me. And like Peter there, he was sent out to a bad foster home, elderly people, treated badly. And he couldn't realise when he came to be living with me in the foster home there, the way I was treated, he just couldn't get over. It's a different type of people altogether, and they were wonderful people.
Yeah. Well, thank you too for your...
Okay. I want to thank Micheál there as well for contacting me as well, and helping to give any support he can to me, and I hope the rest he will do the same. that you do help out as well.